What is up and welcome back. We are your Emerald Coast relocation team. In this video right here, what we're going to be doing is talking about the pros and cons of Gulf Breeze, Florida, with that first pro being the sense of community that is within Gulf Breeze. Now, we personally have moved here. It's been probably about a year now, and we have noticed this so much where literally you cannot go to the local grocery store, the local gym without seeing so many people that you already know.
Good morning!
Morning!
Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Yeah, for myself and for my kids, you know, I walk through saying hi to people, seeing people that we've met through sports, through the gym, through going to school and everything. But my kids too, you know, we'll be walking down the street or walking up to a practice and there's just kids yelling from all directions.
Oh, yeah.
You know, everybody knows everybody. Yeah, it's a real good sense of community.
Yeah, I mean, my wife is definitely more involved in the community than I feel like I am, because everywhere we go, she's like, oh, hey, how's it going to this person, that person? I'm like, who is that? Who are you talking to? But this is not something that we had coming from a larger city. We pretty much had our neighborhood. We know those people, but you go elsewhere and you never really run into anyone. That sense of community is huge, especially when we're talking about like safety or anything along those lines. Everyone is always watching out for each other's houses, for each other's cars, or each other's kids. There was actually a time where, you know, our daughter, my wife, she likes to run around the track that's right near us. Is my daughter decided to go out there while I was doing lawn care, and an old lady came over and she's like, hey, are you all right, sweetie? Where's your parents at? And all this stuff. And just something that you wouldn't see in a larger city where we came from.
Yeah, that not my kids, but it happened with my dog not long ago.
Oh, there
First time in 12 years my dog got out and he decided to take a little stroll on the golf course, and we were getting updates. He's on 16, he's on 17. We wrapped him up around 18 and we got him.
My master made me this collar. He is a good and smart master, and he made me this collar so that I may talk. Squirrel!
The second pro that we are going to be talking about in regards to Gulf Breeze is that golf cart lifestyle. Now, it is sectioned a little bit. So if we're talking about down the highway, you pretty much got to be on the sound side of things, where you're in the Tiger Point, Oriole Beach. What are the other neighborhoods that are over here?
You got Santa Rosa Shores, Tiger Point, Oriole Beach, and then there's, you know, some smaller subdivisions that connect to those. So any of those little communities that are on the sound side, they'll all connect to each other. They're all golf cart friendly, and most of them have a back way to lead up to the athletic facility, the grocery store, the Lowe's, the Walmart, so you can access any of those by golf cart too.
Yeah, guys, like yesterday I was literally driving my golf cart through the neighborhood and I was like, this is just pure bliss right here. This is amazing, the fact that we have this kind of lifestyle. Just be able to rock your golf cart through, you know, going to the grocery store, going over to Lowe's, a hardware store, and then also if you're over in Proper, you do still have that golf cart lifestyle. I wouldn't say is as accessible to your amenities as it is over in like down the highway or unincorporated Gulf Breeze, but you still see a lot of people who are taking their kids over to their football games or baseball games in their golf carts, and it's just something that you cannot beat being in this area.
Yeah, over in Proper, it's very golf cart friendly too. Like Peter was saying, you can't access some of the grocery stores and shops as much as you can out in Tiger Point, but what is cool about Proper is they've got a designated golf cart path over there. So you can travel all throughout. You can get to the boat ramp and to the water, some of the boardwalks. That's all got a golf cart friendly path, and you can use that to avoid traffic.
The third pro that I do see in regards to Gulf Breeze is the fact that it's cooler over here as opposed to the mainland, or like we're talking about Pensacola mainland. And here's the thing, guys. As many of you, I'm sure, are Googling all these different facts. Being a local here, you are going to find out a lot more than what you're going to be searching on Google. Because if you look up on Google, you're like, wait a second, you know, false news, this is not correct. According to Google, it's stating that Pensacola is going to be cooler in the summer as opposed to Gulf Breeze. I actually looked it up for you guys, so you didn't have to look it up. So let's just look at May, June, July, and August. So the average temperature in May in Gulf Breeze is 84, as opposed to Pensacola, it's 82. The average temperature in June is 90 in Gulf Breeze, where over in Pensacola it's 88. The average temperature in July in Gulf Breeze is 91, Pensacola 89, and then in August in Gulf Breeze 90, whereas in Pensacola it's 89.
You know, even though those stats say what they say, it doesn't feel that way.
No.
Being in Gulf Breeze, we got water on both sides. We got water coming off we got wind coming off the Gulf of Mexico.
Yep.
There's a constant cross breeze out here. You know, as the sun goes down at night, it's actually kind of pleasant. I mean, we still have a lot of heat and it's summertime and it's Florida, but that cross breeze definitely helps.
Yeah, guys, there's times where literally during the summertime, I do not want to leave Gulf Breeze, because every time I go over to Pensacola, it just seems so muggy over there, so much hotter over there. So I could see that the stats might be saying one thing, but if you are living here as a local, you do feel like it is a lot cooler here in Gulf Breeze as opposed to Pensacola. And the fourth pro that we are going to be covering before diving into those cons is the traditional lifestyle that seems to be in Gulf Breeze. Now, what do I mean by that? The biggest thing I mean by that is when we were back in Colorado, in Denver, we were always kind of, I wouldn't say helicopter parents, actually maybe we're a little bit helicopter parents, but you're always watching out. It's like, oh, you can't let your kid go more than 20 feet from the front of the house. Here, kids can be kids. They could run around, do their things. You don't mind sending them over to the park or anything like that. We usually, we have walkie-talkies right now. So it's like, all right, make sure you grab the walkie-talkies when you go over there. That way you can communicate in case anything does go wrong. But it's so much more traditional here, and kids are able to be more kids than they were in a larger city.
Yeah, mine, we're lucky enough to kind of be on the side of a cul-de-sac, and the cul-de-sac is full of kids. And I love what I'm seeing. They're on bikes, they're on scooters, they're climbing trees, they're getting hurt, scraped knees and bloody noses, but they're being kids.
Yeah, they are being kids. They can be kids. At Halloween here, guys, if you ever watch a Disney movie, Halloween, where kids are flooding the streets, I thought that was something that Disney just put out there. I was like, I've never seen that in my entire life. Halloween here is insane. The streets were covered, and it's before you know it, it's 9 o'clock comes, and there's still kids coming. It's holy crap, we're out of candy, and we bought twice as much as we usually do. And it's insane the amount of traditional lifestyle there is here, especially involving our kids.
Yeah, and I guess a little combo of the golf cart friendly community and the traditional lifestyle is a lot of these neighborhoods. They're doing these Christmas parades with the golf carts at times, so that they're traveling all through the neighborhood on the golf carts. I think they had 40 or 50 last year, and just throwing toys and candy and families and kids all over the place. It was really cool to see.
Yeah, with the golf cart parade thing. So they did one for Mardi Gras. We did that one. That one was amazing. And so I think they have maybe 3 or 4 of them every year, right in the Tiger Point area.
Yeah, they're building up.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. Everyone gets their golf carts together. You decorate them however you want. These are things that kids, being in a larger city, are not going to experience. And even though this really doesn't attribute to that traditional lifestyle, just growing up in a beach town in general, being able to be exposed to that beach, it's just amazing. Every day I look at my kids, it's you guys are so freaking lucky to be growing up somewhere like here as opposed to where we came from. All right, now it is time to break into those cons of Gulf Breeze, because there are a few. Before doing so, guys, if you are planning on calling the Emerald Coast your next home, make sure you give us a call or text at that phone number right below. Right below it there, we always answer, doesn't matter date or time, but say you're not quite ready to purchase, why don't you follow along this channel so you are informed on the latest stuff coming into the Emerald Coast by hitting that subscribe button, giving us a thumbs up, and that notification bell that way you're notified every single time that we put out a brand new video. The first con that we are going to mention is the housing in Gulf Breeze, and what do we mean by that? It does seem like it's a little behind, because where we came from, everything was pretty much brand new. You had brand new suburbs popping up all over. Where Gulf Breeze, not so much. You'll see some onesie twosies here and there, but most of the houses were built, what would we say, maybe 70s and 80s, right around there? Or?
Yeah, 70s to late 80s. Yep. And there's several that have had some updates on them, but there's not a lot of room left for new construction as far as a new subdivision or new neighborhood goes. You'll see a lot that's got a new house built on it kind of sporadically throughout some of the neighborhoods, but we're not seeing a lot of new communities in here. People are going in and finding an older home and revamping where they can.
Yeah, and so when you don't find those homes that are already updated, there are some outdated ones where we look at it and we're like, man, we love this house, we love the layout, but it's going to take quite a bit of money to get it up to where it needs to be, so it's not looking like it's still in the 80s or 70s with that shag carpet. And so the outdated thing is definitely a thing here that we have noticed, especially coming from a larger city where we had a lot of newer products that were available. The second con that we are going to be talking about in regards to Gulf Breeze, and this mainly applies to Gulf Breeze proper, is going to be that tourist traffic. And the biggest reason for that is the main traffic coming from Pensacola over to Pensacola Beach is going right through Gulf Breeze.
Yeah, the tourist traffic, especially in the summertime, that's what we're known for, is people coming to see our beaches. But Gulf Breeze proper, anyone coming from the mainland in Pensacola, they're going to have to go through Gulf Breeze proper to get to the beach. And it does back up, late morning to midday. Everybody's trying to head out there. Now, as you're heading out, heading down 98, heading east out to Tiger Point and Midway, there's still traffic. They're working on it right now. Some of the construction's kind of a headache, but I'm hoping it's going to get a little bit better. So I don't want to say that there's no traffic out that way. There is still traffic, but nothing like when you're going through proper on a Saturday or Sunday trying to get to the beach. So just plan, get out there early, or if not, just expect to sit in traffic a little bit.
And there's actually one that Trent was bringing up. If you do live more down the highway, there is a good little thing that we have here for avoiding that traffic.
Yeah, I do like, I'm out in the Tiger Point area, so whenever I'm traveling to the beach, I kind of feel like I don't have to deal with that as much. much. I'm taking a different route, heading in. I'm going west, heading out to the beach where a lot of people are heading east and stuck in that traffic.
Yep.
Also, when I'm coming back, I get to veer off east to head back to my house while everybody else is heading west to go back to Pensacola. So it is kind of a perk on beach days, getting to and from the house. I feel like it flows a little bit better going out to the Midway area.
The third con in regards to Gulf Breeze is going to be that lack of amenities. And the main one that I noticed coming here is we came from kind of one of your franchise gyms where you go in there, you have the movie theater, you have the massage chairs, it's all nice and luxurious. You come here and you have a lot of smaller gyms. And at first I'm like, I don't like this whatsoever. But now that I am going to this smaller gym that is here in Gulf Breeze, I've learned to enjoy it. And a big reason is because that sense of community. I go in and like those little fluffy things like the theater and stuff, it doesn't mean that much as it is creating those relationships that are in these smaller gyms. The restaurants were a little bit limited on that as well.
That one, I would love to see more restaurants come to the Gulf Breeze area. It's something that's not one of the typical chains. Something that's got a nice atmosphere, maybe a little live music, healthier menu or something like that. That is one of the things I do feel like we are lacking, and I would highly invite anybody to come open something, please.
There's one thing, if you need an auto repair shop or a car wash, I mean, there are plenty of those, especially down the highway when we are talking about Gulf Breeze, but it does seem like they're lacking a little bit. Many times though, being more down the highway in the Tiger Point area, we personally like to go over to Navarre. If you want to check out what we're talking about in regards to those amenities, we actually just posted a video on Navarre last week talking about this. Navarre has a ton of opportunities when it comes to going to those restaurants and those amenities if you can't find them within Gulf Breeze. The fourth con in regards to Gulf Breeze is going to be that division between Gulf Breeze proper, which is like your city limits, and down the highway, which is like your unincorporated version of Gulf Breeze. There is a division there, guys, where we say that there's almost like a status symbol if you live within proper, because sometimes when you mention where you live, you're like, oh yeah, I'm down in Tiger Point. It's kind of like you're not really on the same level as those who live in proper.
Yeah, I agree. I certainly noticed some of the division between Gulf Breeze proper and I guess what I like to call improper.
Yeah.
But I like being out in Midway. It's a little further drive, and everybody still gets along with everybody. I think it goes all the way back to even when I was a kid. There's just always been a little bit of division between Gulf Breeze proper, out in unincorporated, and even in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze that we noticed a little bit of division, but not that big of a deal, but just something to prepare for.
And if we think it's bad now, they're putting in a brand new high school down by us, more closer to the Soundside or the Midway area. Once that high school goes in, now you got rivals, right? Where you've got Gulf Breeze High School and you got the high school. They haven't come up with the complete name of it yet, but you got these two high schools that are going to be rivals. It's probably only going to make that division worse than it currently is right now.
I am excited to see it though. The construction of that new high school looks amazing. We don't know, I think, that the district lines where they're drawn yet, how far down they'll go, but we are excited to see that new building and that new complex. Everything looks state of the art.
All right, thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. We do appreciate it. If you do plan on calling the Emerald Coast your next home, purchasing up some real estate, give us a call or text at that phone number right below. Right there, we always answer. It doesn't matter date or time, and if you're not quite ready to purchase and you do want to follow along with the channel, find out the latest stuff coming into the Emerald Coast, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, little notification bell that we're notified every single time that we put out a brand new video. Until next time, we love you. Bye.
I was gonna make a joke, but I don't think everybody would get it.